I've lived in China for about 6 years now. And one of my favorite places is the Hutong in Beijing. The Hutong are these traditional alleyways that have been around in China for hundreds of years. And yet the reason I love them is because they're constantly changing. And that's what this story is going to be about. This story is about finding a little problem, and then coming up with a solution, and then most importantly, sharing it with the community. This is the story of bamboo bicycles. About 25 years ago, Beijing was the bicycling capital of the world. But today, that actually means that Beijing is one of the biggest graveyards for bicycles in the world. So I began to ask, how can we make a little bit more diverse mobility culture in Beijing? Go back a little bit. And so I began picking up bikes and salvaging them, stripping them down, repainting them, building them back up. Had some pretty cool results. But that wasn't enough. A lot of frames in Beijing can't be saved. They're too rusted. So I began chopping off pieces, asking myself, how can I put these pieces back together with a different material? And as you know, China is full of bamboo. With a lot of research and a lot of work, I spent 3 months contacting factories and contacting experts and experimenting and going online, and it was amazing. I used hemp and epoxy and pieced together the frame using the salvaged pieces that I had gotten from the Beijing graveyard. What I found was the bike was light, it absorbed shock, and it was just beautiful. Everybody asked questions about it. And so I was hooked. I kept making bamboo bicycles, but I needed to know more about bamboo as a material. How could I optimize bamboo's natural properties for safety, for performance, and of course for sustainability? So I applied for a grant to go to Taiwan, a place where they have hundreds of years of bamboo craftsmanship and is one of the world's biggest producers of bamboo. And I want to go share, but most importantly I want to go learn. I shared with people there, people who were very interested in everything that I made, but also wanted to point me in the right directions. They pointed me to traditional craftsmen in Kaohsiung, who showed me how flexible bamboo could be as a material and yet maintain its strength. I went to workshops in Nantou, where they showed me different techniques for working with bamboo, for bending it, for keeping it strong, for connecting it. And I even met with the Bamboo Cultural Center and all the experts there who looked at my bike and gave me the best advice that I could have. They told me what kind of bamboo species I should be using, how long the bamboo needs to be grown for and how it should be cured. And so I went back with guidance, confidence, and encouragement. Not only to make the best bamboo bicycles possible, but to do something more. I kept on making bamboo bicycles. But at the same time, I began meeting people who wanted to make their own. And we put together a team, Bamboo Bicycles Beijing. We've come together and made designs for bamboo bicycle frames.
That's another experiment.
We've prototyped them. We've custom made and designed our own equipment and tools for a streamlined and efficient process. We've found sources for all the materials we need for the frames. And today we can make one frame in just 2 days. But that's not what this Kickstarter is about. We're not about mass-producing bamboo bicycle frames. Instead, we're about teaching people how to make their own bamboo bicycles. We've rented out a Hutong space, which we're renovating. We made a workshop flow that can be taught in both Chinese and English so that participants can complete a frame in just 1 weekend. And we have a waiting list of people just itching to get started on their own bamboo bicycle. For us, we want to enable a conversation. And we think that happens when you build together as a community. There's a phrase in Chinese, 以小见大, and it has a very profound meaning. See the big from the small. And that's what we hope to do with these workshops. By making one small bamboo bicycle, participants will engage in a much bigger conversation. They'll learn by moving your own hands, you can begin to talk about things like mobility, sustainability, and what it means to our community.